Okay, this video is a video of building the Telecaster. This is a solo guitar kit, and I made this for my nephew Sam. And you can see that it's got some nice binding on it. The back of it's red, and this video will show how we built it. So, hope you enjoy it. Okay, just ordered this guitar kit as a Christmas gift for my nephew, and it came in today, and this is how it was packed. You can see that there's absolutely pretty much no packing material in the box, but it's a cheap kit. We'll see how it comes out. Okay, I'm working on the wiring now, and because I'm adding a piezo pickup, I had to do a Strat 5-way switch and the 3 volume tone, and I just tested everything and it's working. I tried this with the Telecaster 3-way switch, and I couldn't get it to not short out and only run the piezo, and plus it was just complete feedback. So this is working, so we'll go this way. Hey everybody, I'm getting started on this solo kit that I'm going to build as a gift, and this is the body, and I've sanded it down just with lightly with some 220 to prep it. I sanded the neck earlier, and I have it all taped off, and I gave it a couple of coats of satin finish. So I want it to be natural looking and nice and smooth on the back. So, and then I've got a bunch of electronic stuff here that I'm going to be playing with to see what kind of what I can do to make this a little bit different than stock. And I've got the body marked off here to where I'm going to route out some open spaces so I can put a couple of switches in, and so here we go. So I'm going to need an extra control knob for the piezo pickup I'm installing, so I'm making another switch plate out of some spruce top that I had from another guitar build, and I may just end up drilling a hole into the metal one, but we'll see how this one works out. I want to check the wiring and see how everything works, but that's the next step. So I'm working on the body of this guitar, and I've cut a slot that will fit my piezo pickup. It's going to go under the pick guard for my transducer, and it will sit nice and flush here with the pick guard over the top of it. So that is where we're at on that, and I've wired together. I made a switch plate out of wood, and I put a 5-way Strat switch in, and 3 knobs, 1 volume, 2 tones, so that we'll be able to have it setting like that. So I'm working on the headstock on this solo guitar I'm building, and I went down to the local store, craft store, and I bought these rub-on letters. They come in sheets, and you can buy them in different sizes. They've got symbols, letters, and whatever. So anyway, my nephew's name is Sam, so I thought I'd call it a Telecaster, and I actually had to remove the S because I didn't like the way that it was tilted, and I've already done the back. So anyway, I'm going to put the S back on, and I'll show you how it comes out. So pretty difficult to do this and show it while you're doing it, but I've laid the paper over the top of where I want it to be, and then you rub on it until the black comes onto the guitar, and that's what I came up with. Telecaster. And then I will paint that with some clear, and it will stay nice and good. So pretty simple and pretty cheap, $3.99 for the transfers, and I've got enough to do another 30 guitars. Okay, here's where I'm at with painting this solo project that I've got. I've done the back in just a red, and then in the front I shot it with some black and sanded it down to keep some of the grain, and now I'm going to stain over it with some red stain, see what kind of effect that I get, and hopefully it comes out pretty nice. Okay, I got the coat of stain on over the black. I think it's going to look pretty good. The pictures don't really do it justice for how much better it looks in person. I wanted to get a red that, you know, kind of offset the sides. I've got all my binding scraped, so if you look in here you can see all the binding came out really nice. And the paint on the back actually looks pretty good, so I'm ready for a cleanup and then a coat of clear, and then we can start working on the assembly and some electronic stuff. Okay, I've got everything assembled, got the neck put on. The last thing to do is to wire in the switches, and they're all ready to go. Put the strap buttons on and test it out and set the intonation, and I think we should be good to go. I think it looks pretty good. So I've got the body complete, and nice polish on it. Looks pretty good. This is a transducer pickup that I'm going to try under the pick guard, and there's a couple of things that I want to try with it. But anyway, I'm doing a shielding in all the cavities right now. Got the front pickup mounted. I did a water slide on the pick guard of a snowboarder. My nephew is big into snowboarding, so that's where we're at right now. I'm getting all my cavities shielded up, and still working on this one right here. Got the bottom done. I decided to run another transducer pickup inside the F-hole here, so now I've got two. I've got one there, and then one under the kick, or under the pick guard. So we'll see what kind of noises that thing will make. You should be able to tap on it and get a little bit of a snare sound or a drum sound. We'll see what it does. So I'll keep plugging away. Okay, I'm working on the thin line Telecaster, and I'm putting on the tuners, and it's pretty straightforward. You've got a tuner, a washer, and then a centering nut. And they just there's a screw that holds it in to line it up. So we'll get that done and we'll move on to the next. Okay, I've got this guitar all put together. I've got strings on it, and it's got some really cool options, which I'll show you when I do a demo on it. But right now I'm setting up the intonation on the guitar. The neck is nice and straight. It's got a little bit of a back bow, which I think is what we want, and I'm getting a lot of string buzz, and so I'm adjusting right now the saddle for height, and then I'll check for intonation, and we'll go from there and see if we can make this playable. Okay, I'm working on setting this guitar up, and I don't know if anybody does this themselves, but this little Allen wrench right here that comes with the solo kit will set the height of the string, so that will move the string up or down when you turn that bolt. So if you're getting fret buzz, you can move it up, or if it's too high and you want a little lower action, you can move it down. I am using a guitar tuner on the head, and I've got the E string set at an E, okay? And then you come to the 12th fret, and this is going to be a little bit tough to do holding my phone, but you can see that hitting at the 12th fret, I'm at an E. Now I accomplish that by this screw back here on the back of the saddle will move your string adjusters forward and back. So it was really, really sharp. So I made this, I guess it would be shorter, or it was actually a longer throw from here to here. I don't know if you would call that. It would be making the string longer, or excuse me, making the string shorter, because I'm moving this forward. So you can play with that. If it works one way, do it one way. If it works the other way, do it the other way. But it's really important to get your intonation set up so that, you know, when you're playing the guitar, when you get in the upper registers, that it has that nice, you know, even sound from, you know, your cowboy chords at the bottom to your chords or anything you're playing up on the 12th fret or above. You want to make sure that you set your intonation for each string. So I worked my way up to D, but you can see I've got the D set. So working really good. Keep going down the list, and if you get any fret buzz or anything as you're adjusting, things will change. So when you move your saddle forward and back, it can change the height adjustment as well. So you might have to keep tweaking on that. But once you do this one time, you won't have to do it again. It generally will stay in the same intonation. Okay, I've got this guitar finished, I think. I've had a little problems with the wiring when I go to stuff the wires in. There's a lot of wires in the chamber in there, but this is for my nephew Sam that is a snowboarder. So put a snowboarder on the pick guard. I called it the Telecaster, and he likes red, so it's a cherry red. It's got white binding. It looks kind of brownish in the picture, but it's more of a red when you look at it in person. And this is a guitar I'd love to keep, because this thing is pretty amazing. And I'll kind of just run a couple of things through. So when you're on the bridge pickup, it's pretty much like, you know, just I'm running it through an orange amp, a small 35R. So that's bridge. That is a combination of the bridge and the front pickup. This is the front pickup, the neck, and now the acoustic pickup. That was acoustic and the bridge, and now just the acoustic only. But the nice thing about this pickup, and the reason that I put it in there, it actually has a few pickups in there. I did this to make my nephew's a drummer. And this thing's got can see you can get all kinds of sounds out of this, and I'm excited to see somebody that knows what they're doing play with this a little bit and maybe see if they can add some tracks over guitar. So hopefully this is something he enjoys for Christmas. It is a thin line Telecaster. It's nice and light, plays pretty well. I've got it intonated, so everything seems to be working and in good order. And we'll see if he enjoys it. So here we go. I got another build going right now. We'll show that to you again after Christmas.